Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Anne, and on my channel I review foreign international content. Today I'm back to review this one, When the Stars Gossip. It has one of our favorite Korean royalty, that is Lee Min-ho. Lee Min-ho is back on Netflix anyway, because I just saw him in Apple TV for Panchiko, which if you haven't watched, you should watch it. Here in America, it's award seasons, and I already saw Panchiko was nominated for a few awards. So if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. He was fantastic in that one. He's also excellent in this one. So we have episode 1 to 4. It started last weekend. That was episode 1 and 2, and then this weekend was 3 and 4. And wow, excellent show. If you love anything that has to do with, the stars, astronauts, astronomy, this is really well done. I'm loving how the production is not sparing anything as far as really showing us what it's like to be an astronaut in the moon. Like, first of all, the zero gravity is crazy. That episode was episode 4 when they were getting drunk, and the way they were like throwing a drop of alcohol to each other and drinking it, hilarious. I mean, and the fact that you have to, I did not know this, I'm learning a lot being an astronaut. So it's mandatory every day you have to exercise on a treadmill for like what, 2 hours, so that you don't lose your muscles. I mean, there's zero gravity, so bones and muscles are wasting away. Like, wow, interesting. And the fact that they've all signed contracts, and the fact that they know this is a mission and I could die. They all have wills written up. Wow, very, very interesting. Anyway, just to give you a synopsis what the show is about. So on the ship, there's Eve, who's the commander. Then we have Kang, he's like a scientist, I believe. We have Lee, I think Seong-gu is his name, who, by the way, we just finished watching When the Phone Rings. He was in that one as well, so nice to see him on this one. And then we have Santiago, I believe he's Hispanic. And then we also have Mina, who are all astronauts. And then the character of Lee Min-ho, which his name is Gong, is a doctor. He's been a doctor, OBGYN doctor for that matter, delivered a lot of kids on Earth. And let's just say he gets roped up in this rich family that is desperate to have children. This rich man's his only son ended up dying in one of those work environment, which you now find out he really didn't want to work there, but he got hurt and they did not have any children. So the only other child that he has is his daughter. The daughter was dating Kang, who's one of the astronauts on this ship, and she ends up getting pregnant. But unfortunately, it's one of those ectopic pregnancies where the embryo implants in your fallopian tube, which is very, very dangerous for a woman. So Gong, Lee Min-ho's character, has to save her, and unfortunately, he can't save the baby. But when he goes in, he finds out it's really, really bad, and so he really had to do a lot of work in there. But unfortunately, the consequence of that is that the daughter, her name is Go-yoon, is not able to ever have children ever again. And let's just say also Kang finds out, the astronaut, he's not very happy either. And obviously the father of Gong-yu is very upset. Like, now I have no heirs at all. Both my children one is dead, the other one cannot carry a child, cannot get pregnant anymore. So we have a dilemma. But this old man is determined to have offsprings to take over his empire, right? Because he's very rich. So because Gong is the one who operated on the daughter, and the father of Go-yoon is blaming Gong for making his daughter not being able to have children ever again. To him, he must have made a mistake or something. No, he was trying to save her life. He's very mad at him for that reason. He gets him, because I guess he also owns hospitals. He gets him like canceled in all hospitals. He can't work anywhere. So now he's jobless and desperate. And then Gong-yoon, who, I don't know, takes a liking to Gong, all of a sudden she's like, making passes at him. And before you know it, they're in a full-blown relationship. If you ask Gong, It's more of like, I'm just having a good time. But for Go-yoon, she's feeling like we're in a full-blown relationship. I'm in love with him, that kind of thing. So anyway, convinces the dad, how about we have him help us, because we've heard research has said that maybe we took his dead son's sperm and the daughter-in-law, who's now a widow's egg, and fertilize it to create an embryo in space. It has a higher chance of survival, and maybe this is his one chance he's able to actually end up having heirs, and he's got the money. He just needs to have somebody to do that, right? Now, this is illegal. You're not allowed to do that. So it has to be a secret. So they use Gong as a tourist to the moon, to send him to the moon, to hopefully, once he get up there, don't forget he's a doctor, he can get the sperm and the egg and fertilize them in space and see if they actually create an embryo, right? Maybe it will work. So the father of Gong-yoon tells him that if you do it, I will help you set up like one of those, I think he wants to set up like one of those infertility clinics so that he can help a lot of couples who really can get pregnant, to see how he can help them. So that's why he agrees to go to the moon as a tourist. But when he goes, he has to sneak in the sperm and the egg up in space so he can try and inseminate them to try and create an embryo. So he brings ice cream as a gift, which, by the way, we find out Eve, who's the commander, is very strict. She follows the rules to the minute. So when he's up there with this ice cream, she's like, did you declare this? Because anything not declared, we really need to destroy it. And he's thinking, oh my God. So anyway, at the end of it all, she was okay with it. Let's just say, she let it go. The reason why they have to use the ice cream is because the egg and the sperm have to stay at a certain temperature so that they don't go bad, if you will. So the craziest thing that happens is when he knows that his ice cream is vanilla, and that's where he had hidden, under the vanilla is where they had hidden that. It's not there. And he's like, what happened? What we don't know is the fact that Kang, who's already on the ship, is talking to Go-yoon's father. And the father is like, I don't want him to do it. I just used him as a transporter. I want you to do the insemination. So let's just say he's already been crossed. And then in the middle of all that, these two are getting close. I mean, from the get-go, Gong has a thing for Eve. And actually, as we're coming to episode 4, he's like, can I have feelings for you? And she was like, don't even think about it, right? So it's very interesting. And then in the middle of all that, we meet that Eve has a boyfriend, but we just saw in episode 4, we just saw that he's a womanizer. So that's crazy. And then Gong-yoo has just announced that her and Gong are engaged. Where he's like, I think we see a preview next week when he's like, no, we're not. Gong was also raised by his mom's sisters because his mom died at childbirth. So he's got like these 3 aunts who are pretty much his moms. And they own like a little restaurant shop. So very interesting. And then we have Mina. Mina, we found Kang's lottery ticket. And that lottery ticket just won the money. She's letting her sister know, who also worked for the whole spaceship group down on Earth, that she won this. And she's like, you've got a month, don't let anybody know, and we can cash the money. But Gong saw her and was like, that ticket belongs to Kang, and I know because he's the one who put it there. But look, I'll act like I didn't see anything as long as in the future I ask you for a favor, you do me a solid and don't ask me any questions. So that's really interesting. I'm loving all the different stories that are going on. I'm loving the character of Lee Seo-gu, who is also a scientist and also trying to try to find, like Gong was like, could you please try to find answers to like Alzheimer's, that kind of thing. You're a good scientist, So loving everybody. I feel like it's a really fantastic show. I'm learning a lot. I feel like I'm learning a lot as far as being an astronaut, the works it takes, all that stuff. I love the part where they operated on the little mouse and the way they had to like massage the heart. Oh, so good. And then she's trying to save this fruit flies that apparently somebody brought fruit to the astronauts up in space because they haven't had fruit in a while. She saved them, and there was a man and a woman, and so she's wanting them to fertilize and see if we can actually have a birth on space. All kinds of crazy stuff like that, but oh, what an excellent story. We know these two are definitely gonna become an item, so it'll be good to see how that evolves. It'll be interesting to see because now Gong found out that Kang is the one who's got the sperm and the egg, and he actually went and stole some. He stole 3 of them, and now we're being told that Kang fertilized 7, but he got 3. Question is, did he steal the ones that are going to work or not? Be interesting to see, because I think they sent 10 up there in space. So is it the 3 that are not fertilized, or are all 3 fertilized? It'd be interesting to find out. But excellent story. Have you started watching? What are you thinking? I think it's gonna be great. I'm really loving the production and how they're taking us along with what it means to be an astronaut. Like, really, I have really such high respect for them. It's a lot of work trying to work in 0 gravity when you're just floating everywhere. She almost had an accident out there in space. You could really just die like that. Wow, that's just crazy. Anyway, let me know in the comment section what you're thinking so far. Join me next week when I review episode 5 and 6. If you do like my video, give me a like, subscribe. It does help to support my channel. And I'll see you next week. Deuces.